All right, folks. What we're trying to do today is create a new test of Solarnet, and we're going to play a game on the Heroku app, and we're going to record our same moves in this test, and hopefully find some bugs in Solarnet if we're lucky. And if we don't, then at least we'll have another test that we can use to find bugs in the future. So over here, I'm using the Heroku app because it is pretty much the gold standard of correct rule interpretations for the game. And of course has many more cards than the official app does. Let's just go ahead and start the game. And then we'll see what we need to do over here. So, all right, it's already played our corporation card for us. So we want to come over here and we want to play that corporation ourselves as well. And let's see. I didn't like that. It probably wants me to tell it that I'm me. There we go. And we're going to play Valley Trust. And it's red because it also wants to know how many cards I'm going to buy, which is 5. So let's find out if this test runs. So far, it did. It ran. But what did it do? Let's make sure that we should have expected 5 project cards out of that. Well, let's just say, what if we expected a 6? Just to make sure. And we should get a failure that says expected 6, but was 5. So let's make that 5. Now that should be correct. And let's go ahead and test our game state now rather than waiting too long to do it. We have this excellent dashboard here showing exactly everything that is expected. And we want to test that Solarnet has the same idea of what everything is. So I think I made this thing called copy this that has like a template. Here's all the things we can check. So my production is all zeros. My resources are 22 and then all zeros. The middle of the dashboard has played cards 1, actions 0, VPs 14, TR 14. I'm just reading off of the blue dashboard here. 5 cards in hand. All I have is 1 Earth tag. So these are abbreviated EAT. And then on the right side, I have no events, no tagless cards, and no cities. And of course, no wild tags because Solarnet doesn't even support wild tags yet. So let's see if this passes. Because if we're starting off in a bad place, then of course it's not going to get any better. Down. Oh, okay. It was I expected to have 14 TR, but I actually have 20 TR. And what's going on here is that Solarnet does not actually support the solo mode of the game. But what it does support is God mode. So we can say, let's say, with me, you know what? Let me just move these things around a little bit. That was supposed to be there. And I want to have this with me block encompass the whole test, basically, because I'm going to be me the entire time. In a multiplayer test, I'd be going back and forth between me and the other player a lot, but here it's just mostly going to be me. So now let's do God mode. And then we can do a sneak command of -6 TR. The importance of the sneak command or sneak function, what it means is that it will change the amounts of things, but it won't trigger any effects that they would normally trigger. Here's a good purpose for it. When the game started, these tiles had already been placed by the opponent. And again, Solarnet doesn't support the solo mode. So we're going to have to actually tell it to add those. We need a city tile on, that is Hellas row 5, column 1. And then a greenery tile on Hellas row 6, column 2. And then we need one on row 8, column 4. And row 9, column 5. We can't just look at the coordinates that they wrote. Oh, they didn't put the coordinates anyway. Our coordinates are a little bit different. For Solarnet, columns are always in a straight line. So like this is column 4 that I'm pointing to right now. The app does it differently. So now if I didn't do sneak mode, then it would try to actually raise the oxygen for those placements. So it's sort of like cheat. It could be called cheat instead of sneak. And it's generation 1. The temperature is, looking at our sidebar up here, everything is at the bottom. 30, minus 30, oxygen equals 0, Venus equals 0. Why didn't it like that? Oh, oceans. You'll never guess. It's going to be 0. And so actually, if we had not done sneak, but we had just done manual, then we should have some problems. We might have some other problems because I didn't run the test for a while. So we have some other problems. There was something missing that it expected. And it was when checking the tags, assert tags, I expected only an Earth tag, but it found nothing. It found no tags. Why would that have happened? Could it be that we already have a bug? That'd be fun, wouldn't it? Let's look up Valley Trust. Oh my gosh. We already found a bug. That's amazing. Okay. Wow. Well, this is going great. It's excellent. I wondered whether we would find a bug or not, and here we go. Got it already. Next, okay, here's the problem I expected. It expected to get 0 oxygen, but there was 2 oxygen, and the problem was that I needed to sneak these things through where they would not trigger any effects. So now let's run again, and we should be good. All right. Now we can get on with doing some stuff. So before we started any of this stuff, I had the engine start the corporation phase here. And so now we're going to start the prelude phase. And if you forget to do this, unfortunately, you get some very confusing errors right now. I have to think about how to make it a little easier to understand. Basically, the phase determines what you're allowed to do on your turn. So if you try to play a prelude card, but it was expecting you to play a corporation card, it will give you a cryptic error. So let's get on with things. Let's play prelude. What do we want to play first? Let's play Biolab first. Biolab. We didn't have to make any choices. So we can just sort of expect that we got 3 cards out of it. And we got science tag and stuff, but we don't have to list everything that we expect. We can always catch up every now and then by putting this whole stanza in there. So far, so good. But now here's a case where when we play the card, we have to make a choice. And so if I try to just play new partner, just like that, this will fail. And what it is saying is there should have been no tasks left. All of my tasks should have been handled, but there's this thing sitting there saying that I'm going to play a prelude card. How come I didn't play the prelude card that I was supposed to play? It was authorized by this new partner component here, but I didn't fulfill the task yet. Happens to be task ID F. That doesn't matter. That's just irrelevant. So I needed to play another card. And so this is where I need to open up the braces, and I need to do the tasks inside here. Because by the time the braces end, it's going to expect my whole queue to be clear. So whenever, as part of doing one thing, you have to make some additional choices, we put them inside the braces here. And yeah, I know that terraforming is important in the solo game, but I can't resist beefing up my, my money production early. So I'm going to play Business Empire. And over here, I'm going to tell it, actually, I think I can actually do play Prelude again here. It's a little bit of black magic here. And that did not make me make any choices. So that should complete that turn. And I could be done, but I'll do some expect, right? Just because I want to. After playing New Partner and Business Empire, I should expect 7 money production, right? 1 from New Partner, 6 from Business Empire. Let's see what that did. We're good. All right, so now we're in the action phase. All right, and let's see what happens if we try to go ahead and play like industrial microbes. Nope, not engine, just play project industrial microbes. And we better tell it how much we're paying for it. It will get mad if we don't. And let's expect steel and energy production from that. And whatever. Let's expect a microbe tag from it as well. We can expect as much stuff or as little as we want. If we never do any expects, then later when we fill in this whole thing and there's a discrepancy, we'll be left kind of a little bit puzzled as to what happened. Okay, I'm fiddling with window sizes and things. Sorry. So let's see what happens if we try to do this. It should fail. And, error messages are not always, because the engine is very abstracted, you sometimes have to really parse what it's trying to tell you. It's trying to tell you that you were supposed to have a maximum of 0 mandates, but you did not meet that requirement. Again, this is very, it's going to take some explaining. A mandate is what the Valley Trust Corporation gives you. It says you are mandated to take my action first before you can do anything else. That means I have a mandate hanging around until I do it. And I tried to ignore it and I tried to do something else. And it is not true that I have a maximum of 0 of these mandates sitting around. I don't remember what the hell null is there for. Null just gets everywhere, But what it's trying to tell me is I still have a mandate. So before I do that, I'm going to have to take care of that. So I'm going to have to do a standard action, which I think I called handle mandates standard action. And I don't have to make any choices. I just get 3 cards. So that should be maybe all I have to do. Maybe I can just expect 3 project cards out of that. Let's see, maybe this will work. Usually things don't work the first time. Can't resolve handle mandates. So what did I call it? Let's Let me try to resize this. So okay, I can't apparently do anything. It is very hard to grab. Okay, here we go. Trying to fit this window onto the screen that I'm recording so that it's less confusing for you. All right, so when we search for handle mandates, what do we call that? You know what? Maybe I should just go to actions. And we called it, oh, all right. Unfortunately, the real name isn't in here. This is something I should really fix. I tried to do this thing where I tried to give everything code names and then put the English names into a file called English Hack so that I would, the idea is that I was going to start segregating the English stuff off into a corner so that it would be amenable to translation, but right now it's in a weird state. So it turns out that I didn't put the SA on the end of it. I just called it handle mandates. That is because even though I've treated it as a standard action, it's not technically a standard action in the game. So I think I just chickened out of putting SA on the end. I don't know. Now let's see what went wrong. It expected to play. Oh, I'm thinking of the wrong mandate. Okay. All right. Wow, we're just playing all kinds of prelude cards this game. I was thinking of Inventrix. Okay. Valley Trust is different, of course. So it expects us to play yet another prelude. Let's see if we get merger this time. That'd be hilarious. Okay, we just got normal ones. That's fine. I mean, again, I can't resist beefing my monetary type production up. So let's say that we're going to play Galilean mining. Unfortunately, I do have to type correctly. And overall, I can expect that I got 2 titanium production out of this. Let's see where that gets us. Nope. Expected 1, but was 2. Let's see where that went with. Oh, geez. Right. Okay. Of course we expect 2. Don't be surprised when, you see this fail over and over and over again. That's just normal for development. That's the way things go. Things fail all the time. Now it's failing for a good reason, because I thought we were going to continue to play industrial microbes next. But in fact, we can't, because I could not. Okay, it says I couldn't turn 12 mega credits into paid mega credits. The most I could have done is 11, and that is actually correct. We do have only 11 money. It was correct to stop us from playing the card, but we're going to play it anyway, because we're going to play indentured workers. Play project indentured workers. That costs nothing. Now, if it costs nothing, you do have to say 0 here. If you don't, you'll get that. So I want to make sure that we're explicit about what we're doing here. And then this should only cost 4. But let's see what happens. Okay, this time I got overpaying 12 money when only 4 was owed, because we only needed to pay 4 for that card. So let's actually do it over here now. Let's actually, whoops, hello. Let's play that card, and then let's play industrial microbes. And that should work over here. It does. All right. So good. So far, so good. We're not going to play greenhouses now. That would be a real waste. And I guess I might wonder why I didn't play acquired company instead, but you know, it's fine. I'm happy enough with my decisions. Let us pass for the generation. So over here in the test, I'm going to pass, even though it doesn't really do anything. I'm just going to do that. And then I think I have like something called next generation, which here, let me go into this. What it does is it does a production phase, it does a research phase, it goes through and buys cards for everybody, and then it goes to the action phase. So I have to pass it how many cards each player wants to buy. And we'll find out in a second how many that's going to be. All right, I can't resist. I can't resist these money-making cards early on. This is a total shit card, and I don't have microbes anyway. This is not a well-timed card either. An Immigrant City, you know, just for the sake of being a cheap city, it's not terrible. But cities aren't really what I should be building right now. In any case, though, we're going to get them just so we can exercise the engine, not because we're really trying to win. So I bought 2 cards, and then again, over on the left here, the engine doesn't actually support solo mode. So we are playing a regular 2-player game here. So I have to tell it that player 2 is buying 0. Now, by the way, if we're playing a regular 2-player game, how come player 1 is getting to take all the turns? And the answer to that is that the engine does not currently have a workflow mode enabled. So when we have the workflow working, we'll start up the workflow, and then it will actually control who can do what when. It'll say, now it's your turn, now it's your turn. But in the meantime, anyone can just say, hey, it's my turn now, and it will give that person a turn. So once you do say it's my turn, then it will enforce that you play that turn out correctly, but it will let you grab a turn at any point. And that's what we're doing. We're just grabbing turns over and over. So now we'll go to the next turn. Let's find out if if our test is still passing. It is. Now it's probably time that we caught up on all this stuff right here. We don't want to let this get too far away from us. We want to make sure we're checking it regularly so we don't have a thing where we get out of sync. So real quickly, looks like our productions are 712, 110. Wow, we really made a lot of production, didn't we? And our resources are 22 again. 1, 2, 1, 0. Our played cards are 7. Actions, none. VP for 13, because I played a negative point card. TR 14 hand size is 8. I got a lot of tags now. Good Lord. I'm going to still keep them in order. Building tag 1, science tag 1, earth tag 2, Jovian tag 1, micro tag 1. We've got 1 event and 1 tagless card. No cities. And in the sidebar, we've got Gen 2, temp still, all these things are still 0. So let's see if all that holds up. Usually it doesn't. Oh, hey, it did. What do you know? All right, so we're still good here. We're ready to do more stuff this round. What cards am I not able to play? I'm not able to play Magnetic Field Dome because I don't have the energy production for it. But I don't feel urgently about it, so I probably will go ahead and use the energy production I do have. You know, honestly, spending money on cities right now is not the smartest idea in the world. But I will acquire a company. So let's play that and get our 3rd Earth tag. Acquired company. And it's not play card, it's play project. Because there are 3 different menu methods depending on which kind of card you're trying to play. So we're expecting an Earth tag, and we're expecting 3 money production. Why this is all brown like that is because I forgot to put in a cost here. It costs 10. All right, so far so good. I'm not actually going to play any of these cards yet. I'm going to let my money carry over. So we will, oops, we'll pass. We'll, next generation. I'm going to buy, okay, way too early to buy this. Asteroid is kind of no big deal. I mean, okay, I do have some titanium sitting around, so I will get it. And it's hard to turn down energy production. So I'll buy 2 cards. The opponent will buy 0 as usual. And let's do it. Let's go ahead and... Wow, we only did one thing last generation. Let's go ahead and use the asteroid card, because this will show us something interesting, I guess. So we're going to play Project Asteroid. And this is pretty much the only card that has the word card at the end of its name, because Asteroid is the one thing that they overloaded 3 different times in the game. There's a standard project, a card, and a resource that are all called Asteroid. So this one got stuck with having the word card after it. I have to pay for it. Sorry. Yawning here. Paying 2 money and titanium equals 4. It should tell me if I'm either overpaying or underpaying. And then I should have a choice to make here, which is whether and how much to attack the opponent. But it's probably not going to make me do that for a simple reason. We'll see. Let's see what happens. No, I was supposed to choose. So in the solo game, you can attack the other player at any time, and the other player just has infinite resources. And it almost never actually matters whether you really do it or not. But in a couple of very, very slim edge cases, you may wish that you had actually done the attack. So what we're going to do is do task -3 plants of player 2. So the reason that this task got left on the queue is because it was abstract, meaning it wasn't fully specified. And it wasn't fully specified in 2 ways. Number 1, the amount is optional. It's 3 optional plants, and I could reduce that. Number 2, it just says plant instead of plant of player 2. So it needs to know who, it needs to know how much. So let's say we only want to remove 2. It really doesn't matter. This should make it happy, I think. And it doesn't because the other player actually has none. So here we come back again to the fact that the engine doesn't actually support solo mode, and we need to fake it. So what I should really do in this abstract solo test here that set things up, I should do a thing here where I go into God mode and sneak it, just give it all this stuff. 99 steel, 99 titanium. This should be enough for anything we could ever need, especially given that MSTPH, especially given that we need to have all this production as well to be stolen. And so he's going to actually have gobs of resources after a few rounds. That should fix this. For now, until we have like a smarter way to handle the solo mode, this is just what we're going to have to do at the beginning of our solo games, is just give the player a whole bunch of stuff. If we later play ants or predators and we need the solo opponent to actually have microbes or animals on a card, we're going to have to fake that some other way. We're going to have some fake card. So that'll be fun. Where were we? Okay. Did we just run this? Felt like we did. Yeah, that fixed it. Now, back when the opponent had no resources, then this should have happened automatically. It should have realized that it... no, okay. It doesn't happen automatically because there was some small chance that I was going to choose to steal my own plants or blow up my own plants. That's why I had to make the choice. Whenever you see do task, it basically means make a choice that the game needs me to choose. Because if the game didn't need me to choose, it would just do it for me. All right. So that's good. Well, now I should actually play it over here. And that happened. And, you know, I can go ahead and say, expect temperature step to happen. And a TR for me. I sometimes abbreviate and I sometimes don't. It's probably better not to, so that you don't have to learn two totally different sets of words. But hopefully TR is a pretty easy one to remember, and P2 for player 2. Most things that are common have abbreviations as well as their official names. Next in our turn, what do we wish to do? Well, we might as well do some peroxide power. I don't see why not. So play project peroxide power, and we played 3 and 2 steel. And I don't know, do we want to? We could play both of these. It's kind of ridiculous, but oh, we could place an ocean. Interesting. Actually, this would give me an opportunity to test something out about the engine, so I think I'm going to do it. I'm going to play the Immigrant City. This may be bad strategy, but it'll let us test the engine. So the first city, whatever, let's put it here and get a card. So let's see what we did here. We played project, corporate stronghold. We paid full, no, Immigrant City. We paid 13 for it. Immigrant City. And from that, we should expect -1 energy and only -1 mega credit production, because it should have immediately given us 1 back. Now that's not going to work because I need to tell it where to put it. Whenever there's a choice to be made, I have to go in here and do task inside the braces. And where I chose to put it was on, so a city tile on Hellas. It says 7-4, but its coordinates are a little different. We have to, for the lower half, we have to take the row -5 and add that on. So add 2 onto this. And that should have given us a card. See how that does. Perfect. Perfecto. I should have messed up something on purpose. Now, oh, actually, no, I'm not going to get to test what I wanted to. I wanted to play on this ocean space and have just enough money, but actually, I'm not even going to have the 6 money. So let's not even play the Immigrant City, because that won't be fun anymore. Let me undo that over here. Undo that over here. So that's like that never happened. Let's comment all this out. Let's just play the corporate stronghold, and let's put that one on the money spot, which is 9-7. This won't be as cool of a, of a test as if we had just six money left. Oh, I wonder if we can arrange that. Ooh. You know what? Let's try to arrange it. That'd be fun. What if I didn't spend steel on my peroxide power? Let's go back. Let us play the peroxide power without spending steel. Is this going to work? What am I even trying to do here? You know what? I kind of lost track of what I'm trying to do. Let's forget about that whole business. Let's just do what we would do normally and figure that we can test that funny ocean spot another time. Let's go back and fix this. Play the peroxide power with steel. Whatever, let's just... the point here is not to make the perfect game moves, so I shouldn't be sitting here thinking about it, but let's play just our force precipitation, and let's use it. All right, so let's just leave these things commented out in case we want to use that later. Let us play forced press. Which cost us 8. No, I don't think we need to open braces here because there weren't any choices we need to make. But it's time for us to use our first card action. Card action 1 of same. And that we should expect to lose 2 money and get a floater from that. Let's see if this works. It did. All right. So we're caught up. Oh, dude, I can play the card now. I didn't even realize that. I wasn't paying attention. Awesome. Play. How did that happen? That's the beauty of having a Jovian tag in your preludes. Solarnet for 7. And expect 2 cards out of that. Here's something interesting. If I expect 2 project cards, this actually won't work. The reason is that card is a more general term that covers cards in your hand, cards on the table, cards in the event pile. It only got 1. What happened is I am going to get 2 project cards, but I also lose a project card in the sense that Solarnet itself comes out of my hand. Project card refers to a card that's in your hand. Card is a more general term for a card wherever it is. That will take more explaining some other time why it's like that, but at least this should work. And let's actually play it over here. And we got Garopolis and Subcrust. Oh, great. Those are not good. So I think we should stop playing here. It's about time that we checked in on our dashboard. So let's pass. And pass. Next generation. Yeah, if we want to test the dashboard, it's already gone ahead and done production here. So we better go ahead and buy cards. I don't want any of these except... Wait, who am I again? I'm Valley Trust. I save on science. Okay. Yeah, I just want that one. I'll just buy 1 card. And now we can go up and clone our little assertion stanza here. It's probably not the exciting part of the video. Honestly, probably none of it is the exciting part. but we're learning, right? 912130. And the resources are 2914332. Played cards 12, actions 1. VP 15, TR 15. Maybe I'll show you what these methods are actually doing. So they're designed in order to be laid out just like the dashboard is in the app to make it really easy for me to do exactly what I'm doing right now. But I'll show you how that's done in a second. Power tags 1, Earth tags 3, Jovian 1, Venus 1, Microbe 1, Events 2, Tagless 2. Sidebar, we're up to generation 4. We've raised the temperature 1 time. Everything else is 0. Let's make sure this works. All right. So what these things are actually doing, it might just be distracting right now, but it's translating into the language that the engine itself speaks. So it has a type called played event, which represents a played event. It doesn't have a special type for a tagless card, but you can do a little query here. You can say card fronts filtered on ones that have a maximum of 0 tags on them. As far as the global parameter values, these are also stored in a very abstracted way. And so in order to find out the temperature here, it's actually got a count temperature step, and then it's got to double it and add it to -30 in order to make it look the way that we expect it to look as humans. So to the engine, it just sees Venus steps, but we can translate it to how the human expects to see it. An especially interesting thing here is how it finds out the VPs, because VPs are not actually awarded until the end of the game. Oh, by the way, what else here? To find out how many cards are in your hand, it searches project card, like I was alluding before. The other cards could either be card fronts, meaning face-up cards on the table, or played events. The app lumps both of them together into, where is this? Okay, this value right here, 12. So I have to sum them together here to get the same value. The way it gets the victory points is it actually fakes the game ending. It says, what if the game were to end right now? Then it checks if your VPs are what it's expected, and then it aborts. Actually, I think I can just say abort. Can I? Yeah, that should work. Nope, that was not what I thought it was. So why don't I leave well enough alone? It makes the game end, counts the VPs, and then whenever you throw an exception out of one of these little things, it rolls back to where it was before. So this way, even if there's like awards, you know what? Honestly, what we should do is we should fake having a production round and the end game, because that would assign the awards correctly. I wonder how we might do that. It might work to, you know what? Let's not mess with it right now, but I will. Should really do production. That would be more accurate, more predictive of, how awards like the Thermalist are actually going to get assigned. So that was enough of that. We're going to keep going, and then maybe like later I will make chapter headings or something to show where the interesting bits of this, because we might have some lulls that are not very exciting during the game. Like, I don't know. I'm just kind of feeling like this might be one of them, but we'll see. I drew some cards. What do I want to do? Oh, by the way, okay. I just realized we're not using world government terraforming, which now that I think about it makes sense because I turned it off. I turned it off because Solarnet doesn't support it yet, so that would just be a pain. But it may. I was trying to decide whether it's going to make our solo game easier or harder to win. And since I put it in TR63 mode, I think it actually just makes it slightly easier. Wait, no. Oops. Didn't want that. Info, that's it. Yeah, I put it in 63 mode. No, I think it doesn't make it easier because, like, I like to be able to give free Venus bumps so I can get the card myself, but it's going to be really hard to get those bonuses now. In any case, that is not what matters. We can just make any plays that allow us to test the engine. Let's play Regolith for 11. Play card, play project. Oh, 11, right. So the mere fact that this will pass tells us it's handling the Valley Trust discount. Okay. Like, okay, if I go ahead and try to pay 13 for this, it will fail. Let's do that. It'll say overpaying 13 when only 11 is owed. And I guess let's just go ahead and put things on these things. So the last time I did that, I'll just copy that down here. And also what else do we want to do? Oh, I could play Subcrust now. Subcrust is such an expensive card. Probably not a good play for that much money, but it'll be fun. Let's do it. Play project Subcrust for 18. And then let's use it. And expect a card out of it. Nope. It thinks I only have 16 money left. Ah, because I do. All right. That's good. I have to spend a steal. There we go. All right. Let's do that here. Ugh, Ganymede. I guess that could be good. So that is all we're going to do for now. We pass. I think we'll just do this little stanza of assertions every other generation. Next generation. What are we going to do? Well, I pretty much always buy Magnetic Shield. In TR mode, like I usually play. It is almost always going to be useful. I almost never play tardigrades or that thing. And aerial mappers just isn't. I mean, okay, right now I am getting a third of a Venus per generation. This would make it so I get 2/3 of a Venus every generation. And for slightly cheaper at that. I think. Maybe. So is it worth it? Well, what else do I have to do? That's the question. None of my other stuff is that interesting, so I'll just do it. And I don't know, maybe getting cards from it is worthwhile. So I'll buy 2. which, it always feels right when I'm buying two. I'm like, yeah, that's a good amount to buy. I must be winning because I'm buying two cards. Start by drawing. Copy that down here. Make sure our test still runs. Yep. Let's go ahead and bump the Venus. Remove two floaters. So that is card action 2 of forced press reputation. Did I even spell that right? And it doesn't need me to make any choices, so I don't need to put anything after it, but I can expect, let's expect TR. Should work. Yep. Let's add a regolith eater as well. What else do we want to do? I'm so used to having that world government mode that I would not play this. I would world government to notch it up one, and then I would use this to get the bonus heat production. But we're just kind of stuck doing it all ourselves right now. But we can do that. So in fact, I have nothing better to do with all of my titanium than to play that. So let's see what we think we're going to have to do here. We're going to have to play project small asteroid for 10, and it'll need us to make a choice. Let us go ahead and remove 2 plants from the opponent, which is kind of silly. But like I said, there's like an obscure card somewhere that will want you to have done that. Actually, this is a very rare example of something where the existing app that I'm playing on the right actually has a small weakness, which is that it's not going to let me choose whether to actually perform this theft, this destruction of plants or not. But there are cases in which you want it to go either way. For example, if I'm playing the corporation Mons Insurance, I want to make sure that this does not happen because I don't want to pay the money. But yet, if I'm about to play the card Crash Site Cleanup, I think, then I want to make sure it does happen so that I can power up that card. So I really want to have that choice. It doesn't give me the choice. And that is a extremely rare example of something where Solarnet's flexibility is ahead. It really does not mean much. I'm only pointing it out because of how unusual it is for the app to sort of take a choice away from you. Okay. And I should expect a TR from that too. And what else are we going to do? Let's go ahead and do the aerial mappers. Or you know what? Let's do a standard project. Let's grab that sweet, sweet heat production there. Standard project. This is asteroid standard project. So I mentioned that there's 3 things called asteroids, so I had to add suffixes to 2 of them. And from this, we can expect a heat production. It did not work. It thinks I only had 8 money. Oh, of course. So I keep making this mistake. I need to tell it that I use 3 titanium. No, it should be good. And do we want to play Magnetic Field Dome? We have lots of other things we might want to do with our energy production then just chew two of it up on this. Our plant production is pathetic. Let's just do it. Just in this, for the sake of doing things and testing the engine. Let us play project magnetic field dome. And that will cost 3 and 1 steel. And we will expect a TR and a plant production from it. And you know, we also get an automated card from it. Can test that as well. Just means one more face-up green card. There's like a milestone or an award that cares about that, so it has its own thing. We're good. We have nothing left to do. We'll pass. We'll buy some cards. I don't care about negative points. Oh, I definitely want this for my purposes of my magnetic shield. In fact, I'm already there. If I get these. So down here, we're going to next generation and buy 2 cards. And it's about time we did another check here. So what do we expect to have? Production 9122 11. Nope. Oh yeah, okay. And then 2215 619. Played cards 16, actions 3. This would be more interesting if we were finding more bugs, but you know, we will sooner or later. And we did find one right off the bat. That was fun. Okay, the tags are a pain in the butt. Maybe I should stop caring about tags, but you know, I just care about everything. I want to know any discrepancy that could possibly be happening. Jovian 1, Venus 1, Microbe 2. I don't know why I have these ... dots still sitting there. Events 3, tagless cards 2, cities none. Gen 4. Oh, I have these out of order. No wonder I was getting confused. Just in terms of the sidebar. Fortunately, because of named arguments, it was doing the right thing. So that's cool. Let's find out if this passes. It does not. Expected 4, but was 6. Whoops, we got to click on the right thing here. Expected 4. Oh, it is generation 6. What am I doing? It's a good sign when most of the failures mean I just did bad data entry. I guess the thing is working pretty well. We are into the new generation now. We might as well. I don't see a reason not to convert heat. Draw a card. Let's do those things real quick. Standard action, convert heat, SA, expect. Let's expect -8 heat. Let's expect -8 resources and 1 TR. I mean, that's also a correct statement. It's just more broad. And let us do card action 1 on subcrust. I think that just does itself. I can expect. I expect a card. I could be more specific here. I'd say project card. right, let's get some oxygen. Regolith eaters. We're doing card action 2 on regolith eaters. And we're expecting an oxygen. So as you can tell, the engine basically works. It might not be impressive since you don't know what's actually happening under the covers. But that'll be a subject for another video to dig into what's really happening behind the scenes. I think you will find it pretty interesting. I know I do. What do we want to do with our lives? Oh, you know what? We can play our magnetic shield. So let's do fuel gen for 1. Let's do energy tapping, which stole energy production from the opponent. Energy tapping. What did it cost me again? 3. And I expect that it actually gave me an energy production, but it removed one from the other player. And I can't say I expect a negative victory point here because the negative victory point didn't actually happen. It doesn't happen until the end of the game. Or until I fake the end of the game. So, let's see if that works. Oh, well, I had to tell it to do that. Because it, unlike, the web app made me think that it wasn't a choice, but it was a choice. I could have taken my own away and then given it back to myself. So I do have to choose that I want to take it away from P2. Now it should work. All right. And we are going to do the fun thing and play our magnetic shield for 5 and 9. Let's see what happens. All right, that seemed to work. And now, interestingly, let's take this line and just move it up a bit. And now it shouldn't work. Requirement not met. 3 power tags of player 1. So that's just what we wanted to say. I did not have the 3 power tags that I needed then, so we'd better move it back to where it goes. Pretty cool, huh? Well, I think it is. Might as well do one of those jobbies. And there's probably nothing else interesting to do. Really wish I could get that Venus track up a little bit. It's really hard without the world government. Card action 1 of... You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to maybe do a thing where... All right, where did I play force precipitation first? What if I do this? Wait a minute, I didn't have to do that. All I had to do was this. Extract variable into... Wait a minute. I don't think I did that right. Extract variable. Yeah, I think I want here. Replace all 4. And then I want to call it the same thing. But the point is I'll be able to autocomplete it now. So what I might do is just whenever I play the kind of card that I'm going to need to, like an action card basically, that I'm going to need to refer to over and over again, I'll do that. And that will be a little easier. What other action cards I played? Regular theaters. Let's extract. Rego with eaters. Subcrust. Same thing. Boy, it's always 4 occurrences of every one of them. And I'm only going to bother doing it when it's something, repeated. All right, so now what we did, when we say forced, we can just autocomplete it. Yay. In theory, I could make a class with 800 constants in it, but I'm not going to do that. Still not going to play greenhouses either. What a waste that would be. At this point, I'm getting the sense that I'm probably losing this game, but, what can you do? Pass. We will go to the next generation and buy how many cards? Oh, gosh. All right, since we're in danger of not winning, I'm not going to get any animal cards. I'm not going to beef up production more, even though this would help me get 1 TR from Ganymede. But 18 money for 1 TR? That's not too good. Research Outpost I really shouldn't take, although I have no cities yet on the board. And if I can't resist taking Research Outpost. It's just too much fun. And I can't resist science tags, especially when they're a little cheaper. So I'm just buying 3 cards because I'm stupid. And, ooh, we get to create greenery. And we get to create it wherever we want, which will be fun because the engine has a bug. Solarnet has a bug where it won't let us do it. So because it won't let us do it, let's do it. And what the hell? Let's just do it down here. Which will let us put an ocean tile there. All right, let's see what happens. We want to do, what do we want to do? Standard action, convert plants, standard action. And we want to place a greenery tile on Hellas 9, 7. And it should work, but it's not going to. And what it says is you were supposed to pick a land area that has a neighboring tile that you own. You were supposed to pick somewhere next to one of your owned tiles, and you didn't. Obviously, the bug is that when there are no such areas, you're supposed to be able to place the greenery anywhere. I have an idea how I want to solve that. I think it's solvable. I just haven't done it yet. So, but that creates an interesting situation for us here. We're going to need to go into God mode and say we manually, or let's just, we don't want to sneak because then we won't get the oxygen. What's the thing? Maybe manual is what I want. So that's where we're going to do this. We're going to do it manually, and then we're going to have to drop the task. Oops. Forgot the quotes. Dropping the task is going to be annoying because I got to find the task first. Where's my tasks? Oh, shoot. Wait, game. So usually we don't have to interact with the task queue directly because these handy things we've been using just take care of it for us. But now we need to look up a task matching, I don't know, the cause. It should have been caused by convert plants SA. Oops, that wasn't right. Or maybe, oh geez. Okay, for some reason IntelliJ does bad stuff when you type the brace character. So this is all kinds of terrible. If the cause context is convert plants SA, that means this is the task we're looking for. But I could have queried it in a number of different ways. But we expect only one to work, and then we can God mode drop that task. I feel better just putting this outside that block. So basically we should be able to finish this block, because to finish a block, it just wants to make sure your task queue is empty. That will make sure that this did actually empty it. In fact, we could just drop all the tasks instead of having to query like this. That's probably all right. Game tasks. Let's try to see if there's just a single ID and drop that, and then manually do it. Now, when we manually do it, that is what should force us to place the ocean tile as well. So let's rerun our test and see what happens. I still have do task quote. That's not right. Okay. It still didn't like it. Okay. Oh, I see. Okay. So what I was going to do, normally what you do inside is you make your selection, you make your choice of what you want to choose. But by the time you make the choice, it might have already calculated what your set of choices are. And so it already hit the bug where it already decided that there were no possible things that I could do. I wonder if setting auto exec to none will help me at this point, because auto exec mode controls like how much liberty the engine is able to take in assuming it knows what you want. That might help here. And okay, now I've got more tasks though, because it doesn't do anything, right? So maybe I should go back to, you know what? Let's just see what these things are. Game.tasks. What am I trying to do here? Not matching. Let's just println them. See what we're looking at. In none mode, it really is like you're going to see the real bones and gristle and the real gore inside the engine. It's a lot of stuff that it normally hides from you by just taking care of it itself. Right. That is not so much a thing anymore. Let's see what happens now. Why did my thing get small? All right, so task C and task D. Yeah, see, this is just where it wanted to make sure that I wasn't cheating on any mandates like I tried to do at the beginning. So I should be able to just take care of that. This is going to be brittle, but I'm just going to say game tasks IDs first. And I can just execute that. All right. Then, oh, but this other one refers to the, oh, shoot. I have to pay the plants. Yikes. Okay. So yeah, it really just does nothing for you. Then I think I'll have to do task -8 plant. Then I think I can do this. Let's see what happens. Oh yeah, oxygen. So okay, auto exec none is a real pain in the ass. It does not do any of this stuff. Of course, this, okay, these ones we expected it not to do, but we do have to raise the oxygen. So I'll just, okay. Oh, okay. The problem wasn't up here. That actually worked. The problem is down here where we want it to be. Okay. So actually we can restore auto exec down here to safe mode, which is I think what it started at. No, what's it called? Auto exec mode safe. Why won't it import? There we go. All right. So now hopefully it'll take care of the let me just comment what this was. Okay, now we can get rid of the task. And then the problem is down here. That's funny. It didn't auto exec the oxygen step. Maybe I had this on first is what I probably had it on. Can import that too. First does take kind of some liberties. It just says, I'm going to, whatever's first in the queue, I'm just going to do it. All right, so now this is what we expect. We expect to have to choose where the ocean goes. We have it go on Hellas 5, 6. And we expect ATR, oh gosh, 2TR, and a card, and to lose 6 money. And to get an oxygen step. Well, I already checked for 2TR. That should be good enough. All right. Well, that was a lot of trouble to deal with this one missing rule. So maybe I'll fix that missing rule. But I learned a few things. I learned that I sometimes have to switch auto exec mode off if I'm going to be messing around with things. I guess the other thing is I never had to use the standard action in the first place. I could have just manually, done it all and saved myself a lot of trouble. That's probably what I should have done. To do, save trouble by not using SA in the first place. What a bunch of trouble that was. But should be good. We should have 25 money right now. I'm just going to temporarily do this. Yes, we do. All right, let's press on. Well, we can draw a card. Subcrust. Card action 1 from subcrust. card action 1 from forced. Expect to lose 2 money on that. Card action 1 on regolith. Expect to gain a microbe on that. I'm fairly random with my little expects that I put in there. I don't want to sit there and write out every single thing every time, because that's why we check in on the whole dashboard periodically. But I like to just throw in a little bit to make sure something's happening. Bada bing, bada boom. What else do we want to do? Oh, cartel. That's interesting because it'll be our 5th Earth tag. We probably shouldn't care about money production a super lot, but paying 8 for 5 is not bad. If I were to play Research Outpost first, I'd have 11 money left, and this would cost 7. That's probably fine. So what did I do? I play project Research Outpost, paid 14 and 2 steel, I think. And it'll want me to choose where to put the city tile. I've already started putting greenery down here, so... Oh, I can't put next to it. Well, let's just grab a card. So I put it on Hellas 7, 6. And I expected a project card from that. And, oops, I don't put expect after the do task. I put it after the whole thing is done. Now, oh great, drew that thing. Now that I have a discount, I'm not going to be getting any more Earth tags this round, so I might as well go ahead and play Cartel right now. And I expect to get 5 money production out of it, and I paid 7 for it. So play Project Cartel. Can't type. Cartel paying 7 and expect prod 5. Not bad. Of course, it's time for me to stop caring so much about money production, or I'm going to lose the game. I mean, I'm probably going to lose it anyway, but so that was fun. And then, I mean, there's no particular reason to do the Trans-Neptune probe now. Why do I care about a supercapacitors? I only care because we're testing my engine. So we are going to play it. And we'll see if it breaks things, because it is a pretty nasty card in terms of what it does to the engine. Paid 3 for it and I expect prod 1 from it. Nope. Overpaying 14. Oh. We already had a discount on our Valley Trust. Gives us a discount on our science cards. And this time the problem was expected 1, but was 0. Nope. Not there. Oh. I expected a project card, but I was in the process of playing one from my hand, so it actually neutralized. Lost 1 and gained 1. So I have a bug right now where I want to be able to expect 0 project card, but it currently doesn't work. It currently doesn't let you expect 0 for a stupid reason. So we just won't do that. Hopefully I'll fix that one of these days. All right, so far so good. Now, when I pass, I'm going to get to choose how much my energy. So that's what supercapacitors does. I get to choose how much of my energy I want to convert. So let's see what that's going to do to us. I think I'm ready to pass. I don't see anything else I was really going to do. Whoa, sorry for my scrolling. My trackball scroll wheel is kind of finicky. Pass. You get to select how much. So if I do all of it, I'm going to have 7, which is not enough for another bump. Well, that's interesting. Okay. Let's just, I don't know, let's just say I only want to convert 1 of it. Okay. Now the problem is our nice little convenient thing where we used to say next generation. Now we're not going to be able to use that anymore. Because now there's this extra step being introduced. So wait, first let's see how many cards we're going to buy. Power grid is almost never a good idea. It's just too expensive. Oh, except this might make it worthwhile. I always get this thing. I always get this too. And like, okay, it's great that we'd have 6 Earth tags, but it's a little too late for that. Except for the fact that I don't have anything else to do with my titanium except that or that. Probably a bad move to. Yeah, I think it's a bad move to take that. Power grid, almost never a good idea, but right now with 5 generations, I'm looking. Yeah, I'm in the hole with energy production, so I think I'm going to need it. So I'm buying 3 cards. Opponent is buying none. Now the problem is this is not going to work anymore. And here's why. There should be no tasks, but there's this task sitting there saying X. You're going to convert X heat from energy. And it used to always know that it would do all of them, but now supercapacitors is getting involved. And it's saying, no, now you must choose. So what we're going to have to do is inline this whole method here. Do all this stuff the hard way. Of course, inside here, we can just do something simpler here. We can do task 3 buy card. And then P2, well, player 2. I don't remember whether this works or not. Okay is your way of doing 0, like saying, I decline. I don't want to do anything. I'm fine. I don't know if that'll work or not. But, of course, the problem is during production. During production is when I'm going to have to make a choice. I'm going to have to... You know what? Phase is automatically switching me over to be the engine instead of being myself. So that's something of a problem. I might have to make sure to identify myself here. What did we do? We chose to convert just 1 energy to heat. So we're going to say 1. And in this language, we put the thing that we're gaining first and the thing that we're losing second. So I might have to actually say that. I might have to actually say player 1 here because we're in the middle of something the engine is doing. The engine is converting, switching the phase from one thing to another. So it might have forgotten who we are. Let's see if this works. Engine can't revise a task. Okay. So let's find out what happens if I do me.doTask. Let's see where it complained about this. Okay. So it got through production okay. But then it said, no matching task. Oh, once again, yeah, same thing. Same exact situation. By the way, this me dot prefix, we've been using it the whole time. It just so happens that at the very beginning, we said, come on, we said with me. And everything we've been doing is inside this with me block. That just keeps us from having to write me dot in front of everything. But this time we did because we were inside another block. In any case, that test passed. Time to check our, our deets. Check your deets. Yeah, I really said that. Production 14.12231. Resources 3314. 255. Middle of the dashboard 22.329. Back 27.14. Stupid tags. 7. You know what? Just for now, I'm going to forget about the tags. Just for purposes of not making you suffer too much in this video. For all 1.5 of you who will ever watch this. Events 3, tagless 2, cities 0, cities 1. Sidebar 8. 22. 212. I'm going to lose this game. Okay, but our test is working. At this point, I am getting exhausted, so we're going to end this recording. Hopefully you watched this on, 1.75 speed or whatever. I'm sure it was not entirely exciting, but maybe you learned a thing or two about how the engine works in the process. I'm going to be checking this test in. It's called Solo Game 0611 test. So you can try running it and messing around with it if you want to. Yeah, see ya.